Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing really well. My name's Hamna and I've created this channel where I share all about art, healing and spirituality. Today I wanted to talk to you about a download I had, and it's kind of like a small reminder almost of how important it is to value what you have been given. And it goes like this. Everything you own is a blessing and a favor from your Allah. So take nothing for granted. Understand, just like you belong to Him, so does everyone and anything that has been gifted to you, for you. So do not attach yourself to them. Rather be grateful for having them for whatever time you have, and not having that, um, and not having that what you don't. So, whatever that you have, be grateful for that, and also be grateful for that what you don't have, because He is Ya Razak and He is Ya Razik, the one who gives and provides. He is the creator of all provision and of all um, the people and things and risk that He promises you, and it is He who chooses how much you will get, when you will get it, and from where He will be providing it for you. So value your children, your spouse, your friends, your house, the food that you're eating, the air, the water that you drink, the warmth of the fire, the earth that you have, that you can walk around, build homes and houses and communities, the eyes that you have, the heart that is beating, the river that's flowing on the earth. Sorry, it was actually liver, but then I read it as river. So I'm just going to like, and I think that's kind of like recognizing that try not to think too much and just try to acknowledge everything that is even beyond your understanding, like beyond what you can see. So I was going from eyes, heart, liver, breath, and heartbeat, and suddenly the liver turned into the river. Is like, think about the things that you have within your body, and think about things that you have outside of your body that aren't in your control even, but you know the river exists, right? So he's trying to tell us that don't just keep focusing on what you have inside your body and around you, but also be grateful for that what he has provided you in the way he has gifted you mountains, or the water, the ocean and the river connected to the liver. Still find it funny, but sometimes I think Allah speaks to us, and if we are really aware and conscious of Him and we're receptive of what He's saying, then it's not really funny, or it's not even a coincidence, because there are no coincidences. It was meant to be like this, for us to be reminded that just don't be focused on, you know, inside body and what He's given you outside of you, but also be focused towards that what is like the sun, the rivers, the ocean, the fishes in the ocean. Be grateful for all of creation, and don't be too focused on just you and you and you. And the most important thing to be grateful and value is your connection with Him. All that He gives, He can take it away. So till you have what you have, value it and be grateful for it every single day of your time here on this planet. What this really truly means is that Allah wants us to remember that He promises us that He is the Ya Razzaq and Ya Razik. What that means is that He is the one who is going to provide for us. He is also the creator of that provision, and He is also the one who gives it to us. And He chooses who, how, when, and where He's going to provide us from, and of what, right? So when all of it is coming from Him, so the deeper we have the connection with Allah, the deeper we will have the understanding that all will be provided and taken care of. Now, when He is calling Himself Ya Razzaq and Ya Razik, what He is also reminding us is that we don't have the capability and capacity to take care of ourselves without Him. For He is the one who gives us and sends us everything that we need. So He's making you and me very aware of what we need can only be given to us through Him, by Him, right? So He's making us realize that we will always be in need, for He is always our provider. every time Allah says a name or tells us about himself, he's also telling us about ourselves, that he's the one who's the provider, which says I can't provide for all my needs. So it is him who I have to depend on and be reminded to constantly turn towards him, right? And what he also wants, when he's saying that he is the provider, now sometimes a job that you really want doesn't go through, so a relationship you really want doesn't, falls apart, or something like that happens, something that you really really want doesn't work out. What that means is that when he is the one who's giving you the good, so-called good, there's no good or bad, but an experience, a lesson, or or whatever gift that he's giving you, he is the one in charge of that gift, for he's the one who created that gift for you. So he knows how long you are deserving of that gift, and when that will be taken and something better will be given. That's totally up to Allah. That's not based on you and me to decide what is good for me and what is not good for me, because there's one thing that I know what is good for me, and then there's one thing that Allah knows that is good for me. So if something that I feel is bad for me, but Allah thinks it's good for me, then I cannot resist the change. I have to value it and say, hang on, if this is happening, there's a reason behind it, and my Allah knows that this is happening for my betterment, so be it. Right? So you let go of that attachment and you thread and you value even that experience which is painful, because you say, hang on, in this pain, through this pain, Allah wants me something better for me. So something good is going to come out of everything. Right? So you don't say it only comes out through something that is good. Good comes out of anything and everything that happens to us, regardless of me or you thinking of it as good or bad, regardless of what our understanding of that experience is. Ultimately, it only could happen because A, it was a qadar of Allah, and B, it was for your betterment. Right? So when we understand that, we value the good that happens to us and we value the not so great that happens to us. Right? So both scenarios, we start valuing Allah, and we start valuing them not because we deserve it, but we value it because we know that Allah is gifting it to us, right? And the gift is in the giving, and the gift is also in the taking of that thing, because he's the one who knows what I need and what I don't need. And if I don't need something and I'm unable to get rid of it, and he does it for me, it's his blessing, right? So we have to really 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 focus on this aspect of what he has given us. The amount of, like, we can't even, I think it's Surah Rahman, please correct me if you know better. It is in Surah Rahman where it says how many of the favors that you will deny. And truly, if you really focus on this, there isn't, it's not even possible for us to truly value and be grateful for all that he has done or given us, right? We sorry, there's something happening in, like, my neighbors, which is making some noise, so I'm just kind of um trying to let that pass. I always say this, nothing is a coincidence. So Allah made me pause for a minute to focus on what is happening in my reality, right? As I was zoning out, trying to share about, we can never thank what we are blessed with. We can never be fully thankful for that, what we are being blessed with, because there's so much more that is happening behind the scene that we don't know of, but we can sense it. And that also is something we need to value and be grateful for sometimes we only see that what we see, but then Allah wants us to also know that there are things that are always happening in the background, which might not make sense to you, which could be disturbing, but know that there is good in them also. And so stop and reflect and try not to rush through life. For when you value what you have been given, then you want to really fully absorb that thing and not run away from the time that you have. What I'm also hearing is value the time that you are being able to breathe, the time that you have for your heart, to be beating, the time that you have to be able to be of service to Him. So value the time also. And all that what has been given, the more you value and focus on being grateful for what you have, that what you don't have just goes in the background, right? And then because your focus is so much on the things that you have, that what you don't have doesn't really matter, because you know that that is not with you, because it's not good for you in this point in time, and maybe when it will be with you. And so it kind of builds a really nice feeling of surrender within us when we value what we have been given, and we value it in a way that it is from Allah and Allah knows what our needs are. Then we understand that whatever is not being given has no space for it. Like that's blessing of Allah also, in that He hasn't given it to us. But sometimes I think as a human being, this really hurts. This realization hurts, that we don't have what we want. But then Allah says, I will give you what you need. And so sometimes that what we want is not what we need. We think that is what we need, but Allah knows our needs more than our own selves. And so the more we trust on Him, the more we become grateful for that what He has given us. For we don't know what is good for us, and we don't know what we need, but He knows our soul, He knows our body, He knows us, and He values us. And for that, He will provide for all of it, for my body, for my soul, for my heart, for my mind. All that I have in this moment, right now, is what I was meant to have. And so suddenly there's no greed, there's no need, there's no like hunger for anything more. For all that I have is all that what my Allah has provided me. And the more grateful you become in this moment, you automatically feel fulfilled. You feel like your needs are met. You automatically attract more of that all your needs will be met. Such a it's such a It's such a powerful realization that Allah knows what we need, and so He gives it to us. And when we value what He has given us, then automatically He will increase us in whatever He knows we need. So we just have to really, really focus on valuing what we've been given and be grateful that He has given it to us. I really hope this message reached somebody out there who needed to hear it. If so, leave me a comment, connect with me. It's always nice to have an energy exchange. So if you like or share my videos with other people, we're all in this world together to help each other grow and spread light through us. So you could send this video to somebody who you know needs it, and you could be the um, vessel that spreads light along with me. So do consider that if that someone comes to your mind while hearing the video. um, I do offer one-to-one sessions if that's something that you'd like to try and gain some spiritual clarity as to what path and how you can move forward and deepen your connection with Allah. But also I do encourage you to check out my Patreon. All the links are given below. So you can check my Patreon, where all the sessions where I personally completely shifted my life and became the person that I am, are all available on my Patreon, and you too can become your own healer as you dive into your creativity. And even if you don't create, everything is so simplified, everything is in a way that you can just listen to the podcast as a something that you know, while you're cooking or eating or doing whatever, listen to it, and that in itself, just the listening, will help you shift your energy in magical ways. I also give Friday sessions at 11 a.m. UK time through Zoom, where you connect with me and learn how to create art inspired by the ayat of Qur'an and the 99 names. This is a huge passion project for me, and this is something I share with all my being, um, for myself and for others, to connect to the message of Allah and to spread His love and His light through art. Like I said, if that anyway resonates or excites you, do let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Take good care of yourselves. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and peace, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and inshallah, I'll speak to you soon. Allah Hafiz for now.